Welcome to The Secret Witch Show, the podcast providing a safe and alchemical altar space of conversations which help powerful women escape a half-hearted, spiritless society and rediscover the freedom of living a wildly magical life. Every week we explore how to cast aside the wounds of shame, guilt and fear connected with fully being yourself, so you can grant yourself permission to stop hiding, ground soulfully back into your body, illuminate your whole soul desires, tend your soul, rediscover and reclaim your powerful gifts, express your magic, and manifest your wildest alchemy. There's no better place to become who your heart longs to be. This is where we will guide you into liberation. I'm your host, Nicole Barton, and I'm so excited to dive in. Hello, my loves, the warmest of welcomes to the show. In today's spiritless world, incredible women are unconsciously selling their souls to mundane lives in order to gain love, approval, and safety, instead of allowing themselves to liberate and radiate their powerful magic. So, I've created a potent portal of transformation for those who are ready to walk the path of living their wild alchemy, a journey from the mundane to the magical. I have a few spaces to work one-to-one with me where you'll learn to open your heart, connect to your body, tend your wounds, rediscover your soul's gifts, reclaim your radiance, invoke your power, and liberate your full majesty to claim a magical life on your terms. You can find out more by contacting me over at www.nicolebarton.co.uk. I am so excited to share this episode today. On the show today, we have the gorgeous Don Miguel Ruiz, who has such beautiful energy. This really was one of the most special conversations. Miguel Ruiz is a renowned spiritual teacher and international best-selling author. His books include The 4 Agreements, a New York Times bestseller for more than a decade, The 5th Agreement, The Mastery of Love, The Circle of Fire, and The Voice of Knowledge. Don Miguel has spent the past 3 decades guiding students to personal freedom through his profound insights into the nature of human reality. In his latest book, The Actor, Don Miguel Ruiz explores the human drama and the role each of us plays in it. Performance art is a way of life for each of us, and it has shaped our common dream. We choose the roles we play in different situations and for different people, but we can also step away from those roles and act with greater awareness, modify our behaviour, and reclaim our authenticity once again. Don Miguel invites readers to create a new script for their lives, and in this show we dive into how we can harness shamanic medicine to powerfully create our dreams. Enjoy! Wow, well, Don Miguel Ruiz, thank you so much for being here today. You are a renowned spiritual teacher, and I have to say it's an absolute privilege to have your wonderful energy here. I had your amazing co-author Barbara Emrys on the show last week, and I have to say we really dived into your latest work with your book Actor and the art of stories. So I was hoping that in this show we could begin to understand a little bit deeper about your own personal journey with shamanic medicine more broadly. And I think that would be really powerful for those at home who may have an unconscious kind of sense that they are powerful creators but haven't yet fully illuminated and made conscious how they can harness their power to create the life that they dream of through the power of Toltec wisdom. So I just wanted to start with, you could tell us briefly a little bit about what shamanic medicine and Toltec wisdom are and how they can be harnessed to more consciously create the life of our dreams.
Okay, well, Toltec is a Nahuatl word which means artist. Then when we speak about Toltec knowledge, we are talking about the knowledge of the artist. And in my point of view, every single human is an artist because we are creating all the time. And we create a masterpiece of art, each one of us, even if we are not aware of that. And that masterpiece of art that we create is a story. And particularly is the story of our life. In that story, we are the main character of the story. And everybody else, there's nothing but secondary characters. That includes our parents, our brothers or sisters, our beloved, our children, our friends. Everything, everyone is a secondary character in our story. Then, based on that, we may understand that we are acting all of our life, even if we are not aware. Everything that we do is an action, is we are acting in so many different ways. And as an actor or actress, we have so many different faces that will be according the uh, the scenery where we are, the stage in the one we are playing, because the whole planet Earth is really a stage. But we have a little stage at home, and that stage was ready for us even before we was born.
Wow.
As soon as our mother knew that she was pregnant, everybody started creating a little stage for us to arrive. And
Yeah.
when we arrived, just by nature, we was acting all the time. We hook everybody's attention, and they try to get our attention, and they celebrate everything we do. When we smile, when we try to turn, when we try to walk, when we start walking. And as soon as our nerve system, meaning our brain, was ready, they hook our attentions to teach us perhaps one of the most important things that we can learn, which is the language that we speak.
Mm.
And we use that language in order to create that story that I was telling you a little before.
Yeah.
They tell us what we are, who we are. They give us a name, they give us an identity, and we respond every time that they call our name. And as soon as our brain was ready, we start imitating everything, everyone. We imitate our parents, we imitate brothers and sisters, and very soon we intend to speak. And when we try to speak, everybody was laughing. Everybody loved of efforts to learn a language, because to learn a language is not that easy. It's really difficult. It takes years of practice until we master the language that we speak.
I
And
love that.
it's great because at the same time we are creating the script for our life.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and everybody was telling us what we are. And everybody have a completely different opinion. And everybody expecting something different for us.
Yeah.
And we try to please everybody. And we
Mm.
create an image of ourselves that we try to project to everyone. And that's the way we want to be perceived.
Yeah, I'm so
Then, yes,
now that you talk about this, I've been because obviously I've read The Actor, which is your new book. I've been so aware because I've got a 9-month-old baby, and I'm like, oh, what stories is she learning from me? you know,
yes.
um, and yeah, it's so interesting. And I think it's also something that, although we are powerful creators, not a lot of people are kind of aware of that's what's going on.
Yes, we can say that we all have superpowers, even if
Mm.
we don't know. Then we have the power of attention, for example. We pay attention, we ask for attention, we even demand for attention. Then, in order for them to teach us, they need to capture our attention, that they can download in our brain what they know. We have the power of a memory. We remember things. We have the power of imagination. We have the power of intelligence. We have the power of the reason. Then, with all together, we really create a great story. In that story,
Mm.
have the great moments and the bad moments. We interact with everybody around us. then that's why it's so important to understand that we are acting all the time, because when we understand that, we also understand that everybody around us, they're also acting all the time. They act and act and act, and we are afraid of what they think about us.
This is so
That's why
kind
we
of,
try to please everybody.
yeah, this is so key to the secret witch, because the secret witch is someone who really kind of just hides who they really are, in order to kind of get the love and approval of everybody, and the safety, that they think they have to behave in a certain way to get. So that's really quite fascinating, really. And I think what's so common to the secret witch, though, is that they don't kind of realize that they have been creating life in this way, and they often kind of we talk about kind of the mundane life that they feel stuck in. So what point can they kind of begin to see that actually they can create life as they want? So that makes sense.
Well, as you can see, as an actor or actress, we adapt to the stage in the one we live, and we share with each other our point of view. We live in the dream, which means the story that we create. And
Mm.
we do the best in order to explain to others what we are thinking, what we are feeling, to let them know what we have in mind. And the opposite, they do exactly the same. Then we are exchanging. We giving life with our point of view to the stories of other people, what they think about us, knowing that we're secondary characters in their story. We really cannot control the story in the one they live on, but they cannot control either our own personal story. But it doesn't mean that they will try, and it doesn't mean that we will try to control the way they create the story. That we can see that to give life is not just to have a baby or something like that. No, it's just to give our life energy in all the different ways as possible. For example, in my case, I wrote all my books. In the books, I I finish a whole way of thinking. And once that the book is done, the book is dead. But as soon as somebody open the book and read the book, the person who is reading the book, they give life to those words.
Oh, I
And
love that.
and
Yeah.
will give life to those words according of the belief of the one who is reading the book. So for example, my book, The Four Agreements, is being translated 46 different languages.
Wow. Yeah.
And whoever read it will make the interpretation according of what they believe. Then they
Yeah.
give life to the book. Those
Oh, I
ideas
love that.
mix with the ideas that they already have, and they will help them to change the way of thinking. And they close the book is dead again. But all those ideas that give life in the mind of the one who's reading the book, and it help the person to change their beliefs, to see that many of the things that they used to believe is not real. Anyway, when they get the book one more time, the same book, and they read it again, they give life again to that book, but this time is different, not because the book changed. The book is exactly the same, but what changed is the knowledge of the person who is reading that book.
Wow.
And that book will keep guiding them to find the most important mystery, which is the mystery of their own life, what they really are. And this is the magic of those books. And I'm talking about magic is one of the faces of the actor or actress. And that face is the shamanic, like you say at the very beginning. But it's just a word. Like if I tell you I'm a shaman, you may believe it or not. But just because I say so, in your mind already have an idea what a shaman is, and you will
Mm.
distort it according of what you believe, even that is just a word and means nothing. Because I also I'm a medical doctor, I'm a surgeon, and in many minds will be like something different and incompatible between being a doctor and being a shaman.
Yeah,
But
well,
I'm able.
that was one of my questions for you actually. Was kind
Uh-huh.
of because you've got quite a story, haven't you? In terms of like not only kind of the experience of like the near death experience that you had, but also that you've gone from kind of being a doctor in a more what one story, I guess, of being quite a conventional life into becoming a shamanic spiritual healer practicing magic, and you've kind of merge the ancient ancestral wisdom with kind of modern physics and practical common sense, to forge a philosophy for the new world of truth seekers that's impacted millions around the world. So you obviously kind of played a few different roles quite well. And that was one of my questions, was how do you do that? So I think that's kind of what you're touching on here.
Well, it's kind of simple. Like we say, we all have those incredible powers. You know, with my imagination, with my intelligence, with my reason, I share my point of view with people, and these people will understand whatever they're able to understand, and they will help them in certain way or not. It's really not that important. But what is important is the interaction that we have. You know, like I say a little before, being a shaman, being a medical doctor, being a chess player, being a whatever activity we do in life, be a writer, for example, it's just words. But
Mm,
it doesn't define what we are, because we are the biggest mystery ever exists. Because I can assure you that I don't know what I am. I know my identity. I know that I am Miguel Ruiz. I know everything I did in life, but really, I don't know exactly what I am. At least I don't know with words. You know, like if you have a cat or a dog, we name it cat or dog, but the dog doesn't know that it's a dog. The cat doesn't know that it's a cat. They just exist. We call them that way as we call ourselves humans.
mm,
It's nothing but words, really, because
mm,
what we really are is much more than what we believe we are. Than to tell
mm.
you, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm a shaman, I'm a writer, I'm a chess player, I'm a tennis player. I will just tell you what I believe are my abilities, but this is not really what I am. The closest that I can tell you what I am life. I'm
Mm,
that force who move my physical body, because
mm,
my physical body is being dead since conception. Matter cannot move if an energy is not moving that matter. And if it's
mm,
moving, cannot stop if an energy don't stop the matter. Well, I am that force who make every cell to work perfectly, to make our heart to keep biting all of our life. But without me, the body is dead. Then I'm always living in a dead body that is alive, because I give life to that body. The same way that you give life to a book that you're reading, I'm giving life to my physical body.
so
Then without me,
how important
uh-huh.
is the body then in that case, would you say?
Okay, I didn't understand your questions. Can you repeat it,
Uh,
please?
sorry, you're saying that the body is kind of dead. How important is the body and our human experience? I guess if we're kind of saying that these labels are just our creations, how do we then create kind of rich, juicy, fulfilling lives? I guess is my question.
Well, our physical body is our home.
Yeah.
You know, for me, my physical body is the sanctuary where I live. And as a
Mm,
sanctuary, the way I see my body, I have complete respect for my physical body, and I love my body. I can say that my physical body is the love of my life.
oh, I love
And,
that, and I love
and
the description of it as a sanctuary as well. Yeah.
Yes, without my physical body, there is no way that I can communicate with you right now.
Mm.
But because I use my physical body in order to communicate with you, I can share my ideas with you. And because we speak the same language, you can understand what I'm sharing with you.
Yeah.
Because let's see, if you speak Japanese, if you don't understand English, I can tell you so many things and you will have no idea what I'm saying.
Mm.
And we
Mm.
need to have the same language.
Yeah.
And,
I often say that the
mhm.
human body is almost the space for our soul to dance, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
you
we
know,
get to choose. We get to choose what the story we want to kind of live out, I guess.
this is the privilege of the main character of the story, of the
Mm.
actress or the actor. You will choose what story you will play. When you have the awareness that you are an actress, you will see that you are the one who wrote the script. You
Mm.
are the one who make all those decisions. And because of that, you can change what you believe and reject whatever go against your story, whatever go against your body. And you can adopt everything that help you to make a better story. In that way, you can create your personal heaven or your personal hell. Then
Mm.
that's why awareness is extremely important for all of us because we cannot change anything if we are not aware of what we want to change.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it really a case of just becoming more conscious, I guess, about our power to choose?
Yes, and you can see that for example, with you can appreciate the beauty of your physical body, the perfection of the physical body. And of course, there will be many opinions who will tell you, oh, beauty is this way. And they show you magazines, pictures, whatever. And if you compare yourself with other people, you always will find out that there's many things that you don't like about your physical body. But
Mm.
it's because you're believing all those lies, because your physical body is beautiful just the way it is. But you, the main character of the story, you, the one who writes the script, you may not like your physical body, but because you're believing all those lies that everybody's telling you,
Mm.
that they compare you with a supermodel in a magazine and they tell you this is beauty. Well, who's to say what is beautiful and what is not? A newborn baby is so beautiful. A human close to death, very old, is so beautiful. Then we are beautiful just the way we are. But we need to have the awareness to see that and to really love and respect our home, our sanctuary, the place that we live. That make a
Yeah.
whole difference in everyone.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. And I know one of the things that's in a lot of your teachings is love. And I think love is kind of one of the key missing ingredients in kind of modern society. Um, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I adore your teaching so much. So I just wondered if you could share a little bit more on how love can help us transform. And is this something that we can kind of gift ourselves in order to find personal freedom?
Well, when we was born and we enter our physical body, we really are an incarnation of love because
Mm.
love is that force that moves matter. Love is life itself. Love is the truth. Then we don't need to look for love, to search for love because we are love.
Mm.
This is something extremely important. The problem is that when we grew up, we learn to love the way that everybody else loves. We see
Yes.
the love that our parents have between them, uh, and everybody have, and we learn to love in that way. And that love is not exactly love, but is the opposite of love. It's like I love you if that's conditional.
Mm.
If you let me control your life, then I love you. If you behave the way I want you to behave, then I love you.
Yeah. Wow.
But the problem is that they love us the same way. They love us if we allow them to control us. They love us if we let them abuse us. And the worst part is that we learn to love ourselves exactly the same way. I love myself if I can be what everybody else want me to be, if I become what I want to become. But if you see, it's the main character of the story, the one who's talking, and he's talking with lies. We are lying because that's what we learn. Then we learn to love with conditions. And I don't say this is good or bad or right or wrong. No, no, it's simple the way we learn. But when we have the awareness, we have the opportunity to change that. And if we start to changing, we need to begin with the one we should love the most, which is our own physical body. You cannot give what you don't have. Then, if you don't love yourself, how can you pretend to love somebody else? Because you will pretend, you will acting.
Yeah.
But if you don't love yourself, you really will not love anybody else.
Yeah. So we kind of
Even if you say, I love you to death. Well, yes, if you let me control you, I will love you.
yeah. So I always talk about how we kind of love ourselves into liberation, really, and that kind of speaks to that, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, gorgeous. Thank you. You talk about dreaming, and I know you've explained that a little bit, but is there kind of any kind of practical way that people can kind of begin to step into this?
Well, let's see. The truth is that we are dreaming all the time.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, we perceive everything that is outside of us,
Mhm.
but light is reflected in every object that exists outside of us and go into our eyes just like light with the impression of everything that touched before and is projected into our eye and go into our brain.
Mm.
When you see a mirror, you know that everything that is inside that mirror is a reflection that everything that is outside the mirror. That if you try to touch any object that is inside the mirror, you only will touch the surface of the mirror. You will not touch the objects that is being reflected inside the mirror. Well, your eye is that mirror. Then the only thing that you see is what is inside the mirror. And this is our mind, the human mind. It's just a reflection of everything that exists outside. Then in your mind, you recreate everything that you perceive and much more than that. You qualified everything according of what you believe.
Mm.
You will tell yourself so many lies about what you're perceiving. Like if you perceive a flower, it's not just a flower. You will see the color, the shape, the smell. You will qualify. I like it. I don't like it. I prefer this. I prefer that. Then we are distorting everything. But what we always see is not really the outside. We see the reflection. And this is so easy to prove. Just close your eyes. Go ahead, close your eyes.
Mm.
Everything disappear. Now open your eyes. Everything appears again. Then what you're seeing, or what you think you're seeing, is the reflection of everything that is outside. It's just your mind. And your mind is a dream, is a reflection of what is true. And it's been distorted for the way we believe of what we are seeing because we are talking to ourselves about what we see. You know, it's like when you see something in the television,
Mm.
let's see, like a sport. We have the commentators, and they will tell you what you're seeing. And they create a whole story about what you see.
Mm.
And it's the same thing. We see, oh, I don't like this house because this and that. You just hear your thoughts talking, qualifying everything, talking about everything.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. And are there any particular ways that we can become more conscious of that?
Well, awareness,
Mm.
because as humans, we always are looking for the truth. It's millenniums where we keep looking for truth, looking for truth. We see all the philosophers. It's beautiful to see the way they searching for that truth.
Mm.
Well, we are doing exactly the same thing, but in our own way. Then every time that we are aware of something, we may understand more and more and get closer and closer to what the truth is. That even if there's no words to explain what the truth is, we just understand. You know, we use so many lies to try to describe what we think is truth. And most of those lies just disappear when we prove that they're not real. Then,
Mm.
to support the lies, we need to believe in the lies. But the
Yeah.
truth doesn't need that we believe or not of the truth. It's truth either if we want it or not. With or without us, the truth exists. The truth exists without humanity. It just exists. It's just it is. But what we explain about the truth, it will only exist until we believe on those lies. The lies need that we believe. The truth doesn't need that we believe or not. It just exists.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. And so we can be reborn in any second, really,
Exactly.
by just yeah. Which actually is part of kind of interesting to me because obviously you had a near death experience. Was this something that kind of taught you, that near death experience? Would you say?
Well, it's the awareness. It's a whole
Mm.
mastery that we
Mm.
practice all the time. It's a big, big mastery. And it never ends, not until we finally leave our physical body.
Mm.
When we leave our physical body, the physical body will disappear, and the whole stage, the whole mind will also disappear because the brain is no longer reflecting what we are perceiving.
Mm.
Then is when
Mm.
we just close the theater.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay. Um, so I know you're limited on time, so I just want to kind of finish with you just telling us a little bit about your mystery school series, because I sense that that's kind of obviously going to help people a lot with all of
Uh,
this. So I just wondered if you could share a little bit about your new book and the mystery school series.
yes, this is a series of 4 books, and the whole series is the Mystery School. And the Mystery School is because we live in with all those mysteries, which is life. And the Mystery School is only one teacher, and the teacher is life itself. That is,
Wow.
use everyone in order to share whatever needs to be shared.
Mm.
And I compare the entire planet Earth as a big campus with universities everywhere. Then it doesn't
Mm.
matter whatever language we speak, whatever we believe, we are always developing, revealing mysteries. And it's a mystery until it's no longer a mystery, then becomes an experience of our life. And we are increasing more and more the experience until we are masters and we share. Then at the same time, we learn and we teach because life is teaching through us. Like I say a little
Mm.
before, that the way I communicate is through my physical body. Well, life is communicated through all our physical bodies. Then everybody becomes a teacher and apprentice, a teacher and apprentice. We're learning and we're teaching. Then it's so beautiful concept. Then in these 4 books, we start with the actor. We will keep going with Eros, which is a love story, how we learn to love ourselves completely. Then becomes greed when how we react for whatever challenge life brings it to us, how we lost as people that we love, relationships that we have, that everything that has a beginning will have an end. And we react many times with grief. The last is the myth. This is the conclusion of these 4 books, because we find out that the whole story of our life is being a myth. Anyway.
Wow, I'm very excited about that. I can't wait for the other books to come out, actually. And I was kind of suspectful that grief would be about kind of almost the beauty of death, and the fact that we kind of have death has to come in for us to be able to create a new. So I can't wait to read those, and I'm sure that all the listeners will as well. So thank you so much for sharing. That's you've got just a beautiful energy. So that was really a delight to have that conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very happy to share all that with you and with whoever else gonna perceive what we are sharing right now.
Thank you so much. And you and your family are doing so much amazing work in the world. So thank you so much for creating time to come and share here today. Definitely think it will help all those secret witches looking to liberate themselves and change their stories. Where can people find out more about you and find your book? Obviously, because there's obviously the whole series you're working on at the moment, but the actor is out, isn't it? So where can people find out more?
Well, I guess the second one, maybe by September, October, will be out. We finished already. The second one is done, but we need to wait a little more in order to release it. And at the same time, we are working in the third and the fourth book already. These other are in process. Then the first 2, it is over. We finish it. The actor is already everywhere. Eros will be very soon also available for everyone. And next year is going to be the other 2 books.
Very exciting.
Then hopefully it will be one with all of you.
Yeah, gorgeous. And do you have a website or anything like that people can find? I'll pop that all in the show notes.
Yes, they can go to my site, miguelruiz.com. And they will see everything that I am doing, everything that my children are doing, because they are also writers, and they have like 4, 5 books each one of my children.
Yeah, there's so many books.
The whole family.
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure people will love those. So thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
You're very, very welcome, and all my love is for you, Nicole, and for everyone that can hear what we shared today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, bless you. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Well, we might have only had limited time with Don Miguel Ruiz, but how special was it? I'm left with such a lovely feeling after this conversation. Here are my top takeaways. Toltec shamanic wisdom means artists. When we speak about Toltec knowledge, it is the wisdom of artists. According to Don Miguel Ruiz, every human is creating a masterpiece, even if we aren't aware of it. We create the story of our life. The stage of life was waiting for us before we were born. When we were in our mother's bellies, everyone started creating a little stage for us to arrive, and by nature we began to act. We were told by our secondary actors who we are, and we began to imitate everyone. They told us who we were, yet they all had different ideas, and so we spent life trying to be who they wanted us to be, trying to please everyone. And yet even we don't really know who we are. We are the biggest mystery that ever existed. We know our identity, but we don't know who I am with words. We are much more than we believe we are. We can only tell you, though, what we do believe. The closest we can know is we are life. We give our life energy to things to bring them alive. For example, Don Miguel explained we might write a book, but it doesn't come alive until someone else reads it and gives it life with their own ideas. For example, Miguel's own book has helped people transform their beliefs, but what has changed is only the knowledge of the reader for whom the book has been enlivened. Our physical body has always been dead since conception. It's only enlivened by energy. Without me, the body is dead. I'm living in a body that's dead because I give life to it. And yet, the physical body is also our home, so it's the sanctuary where we live. The physical body Don Miguel described should be the love of your life. Without it, we can't communicate, share our knowledge, or our point of view. When we have the awareness that we are an actress, we get to choose. We see that we are the scriptwriter and we can change what we believe and reject what goes against our story. We can choose whatever helps us to create our own personal heaven. We just need to be conscious of our power to choose. The truth is, we're dreaming all the time. It's actually simple to create a good story. We all have that superpower, though it might be unconscious. The superpowers live in our attention, imagination, and intelligence. We are the creators of the script and the main character. If you'd like to get the show notes and links for everything we've chatted about in this episode, head to www.secretwitch.co.uk. If you know a secret witch who would love this episode, please share with them to help them liberate themselves. And so you don't miss out on next week's episode, head to your podcast app of choice and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time.